Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we are going to be checking out the Masters of the Universe Origins Stridor, Heroic Armored Warhorse. This is one I've been pretty excited for. It was a really cool announcement. Stridor is a great beast-like vehicle from the vintage line. It's going to be really cool to see how they updated it here for Origins, but we got to start by talking about the absolutely amazing packaging, because man, they continue to nail these boxes with Origins. He comes in a window box, very similar to what these larger characters would have come in the vintage line, but up here at the top, there is just this absolutely gorgeous artwork. Once again, got to give a shout out to the incredibly talented Axel Jimenez and Fetch Francisco for continuing to give us such beautiful artwork on these boxes. Up here, you can see He-Man charging into battle on Stridor with Fisto alongside. A lot of us in the community kind of use Fisto a lot for Stridor. I wish he was riding him, but whatever. It's cool that he's on the box. But I love that up here, that clearly looks like it might be Dragon Blaster Skeletor up there riding in the Roton. First of all, Roton, favorite vehicle for the villains. And you don't see the dragon on his back, but the armor looks like the Dragon Blaster armor. We got Screech on the artwork, and in the distance, you can even see Sunman dropping in to assist. I love it. So I talked about that Dragon Blaster Skeletor up there, but look, when you rotate the box around to the side, that's it right there. That is Skeletor's dragon from Dragon Blaster Skeletor. I love it. And then the back of the box continues with some more beautiful artwork up there at the top. Again, He-Man on Stridor. This time, we've got Zoar flying by. We got Castle Grayskull in the background. A beautiful, beautiful scene. And then down below that, we've got a cross-cell, as well as showing you what all comes with this figure here. He's got two helmets, and he's got that floor piece that you can slide under your Castle Grayskull. We'll check that out as well. So let's go ahead and get this guy pulled out of the box, and we'll get a closer look at him. All right, so here is our Origins Stridor outside of the box. So from his nose to the end of his tail there, it's a little over 10 inches, and this guy stands about 9 inches tall. Really good size, and actually extremely comparable to the vintage one, which we will see later on in the video. But we've got a lot to talk about with this particular vehicle or creature, companion, whatever you want to call him. In the vintage line, he was completely static, with the only articulation being things like the turret and the tail. But this guy adds a whole level of articulation to this that makes it really, really fun. So the overall design really does mimic that of the vintage one. You even have the same kind of stickers on here, which are really nice. You got the little sticker with the helmet and the axes there. As we rotate around, you can see there's a sticker on the inside of like a screen, and then you got the sticker on the back of the chair as well. These are very similar to what we saw on the vintage toy, but a lot of sculpted details in here as well. And while the body is mostly just like an unpainted brown, we do have these really nice silver touches, which has got a very metallic shine to it. And this really makes it pop. It really makes it stand out, really adds that whole robotic look of this particular horse. I also really like how the eyes have like a metallic blue look to them. It's a really cool look, and he stands out and looks really, really nice. Now, I talked about the added articulation, and you can see that here in the legs, where you can articulate all the legs up here at the thighs, you can bend the knees, and you can articulate the ankles. And all of this articulation is real tight. In fact, on the back legs, you have the ratchet joints here, which is really nice because they'll click into place, and that way it'll help keep him standing. That's good for like some of those rearing back poses, which I will show you here in just a bit. But this is really nice. I mean, he stands nice and sturdy. You can pose him with one leg up like the vintage one was always styled if you want to. So that is really, really nice. Now he's got that same turret on the back, just like the vintage, and it can swivel. You can swivel the tail just like on the vintage. And you've got these two blasters on the front that can also move up and down. Also, they pop out pretty easy. You can just pop those right back in place just like that. Just kind of plugs in there. And one of the added things is this little leash up here at the front. What's this called? Like a bridle? I don't know. Whatever. It's what you hold on to. The stirrups? The straps? I don't know. I'm not a horse guy. But they added this to the front of Stridor. This was not on the vintage. And one thing that's really cool is you can remove this if you don't want him to have it. So if you want it to look closer to the vintage, you don't want this, he actually just bites down on it, so you can pull it out of the mouth if you want to. So look at that. The mouth is articulated, but it like snaps in place. That way you can just kind of place this in his mouth, and he just kind of grips onto it, which is really cool. I also didn't show you how the head, look at that. You got 2 points of articulation in the neck there. So you can rotate the head around. It goes up and down, rolls around. It is really, really cool. Now you can also remove the helmet if you'd like to. It just kind of reveals like the brown head and brown ears underneath. And he comes with an alternate helmet. Now, they're calling this the Classics helmet, but for those of you who know, this is Night Stalker's helmet, which is the evil version of Stridor. His is usually purple. And the funny thing about this is this helmet was created for the Masters of the Universe Classics version of Night Stalker, because the vintage one did not have this. And the reason that this is a little humorous to me is Night Stalker came out in Classics before Stridor, and they created this helmet for him. When Stridor finally came out in Classics, when they first revealed him, he was wearing this red version of Night Stalker's helmet, until a bunch of fans said, wait, that's not Stridor's helmet. And at the last minute, they were able to make the proper helmet and include it with Stridor, and he ended up coming with both helmets. So that one little goof has now just become part of this character's history, because now Origins Stridor has this Night Stalker helmet, which was never meant to come with him anyway in Classics. I don't know, it's mildly amusing to me, but hey, it now gives you 2 posing options for Stridor if you want. And obviously, I think it's very safe to say that since Night Stalker is a repaint of this, we're probably going to get Night Stalker at some point too. At least here's hoping, right? So, really fun stuff here. Now, there's a few other extra accessories. Now, first of all, we get these blast effects. We get 3 of them. 1 for the cannon on the back, 2 for the cannons in the front, and these just kind of clip over the guns here. And one thing I want to say about, first of all, they're heavy. You can see how it's already making this gun fall. Look at that. Bit heavy. But the other thing I want to say is that they look kind of silly. It makes it look like Stridor has water cannons on him, like he's a Pokemon or something. These are his Blastoise cannons. just, shooting turrets of water at the villains. I don't know. I mean, they're fine. They're just an extra inclusion. No harm done. I cannot see myself displaying him with these. Maybe you like them, but I don't need those. Now, his last accessory is actually pretty cool because he comes with this great little base. Now, this base is got the green Grayskull style bricks. You've got this fun little fence here, and you've got a little display stand. And now this stand can clip right into the bottom of Stridor here, and it's supposed to pose him as if he's kind of doing a leap. Maybe he's rearing up, or he's doing a leap over that fence, but it is really cool, and it works so well, and this is going to be a really great way to have a striking pose with Stridor on your collection shelf. I like this quite a bit. One thing I do need to talk about with this is the fact that they kind of designed this to once again fit in with Origins Castle Grayskull, but I really mean kind of. They've got this little lip on the back, which I guess is supposed to slide under the inside of Castle Grayskull, but as you can see, it's not like it snaps in anywhere. It just kind of sits there, and honestly, Stridor himself is way too big to be on the inside of Castle Grayskull. Why would you be riding him inside the castle anyway? But he takes up a lot of room. When he's on the stand, you can't even fit that lip under the spot on Origins Grayskull. And, I mean, on the outside, there's nowhere for that to attach. So, I mean, it is what it is. I guess they tried, but it's not really all that compatible with Castle Grayskull. But it's perfectly fine as a display all on its own. I think it is really, really cool. Now, look, I haven't even brought a rider in yet. Let's put in Fisto, right? Because, come on. All of us who have been longtime fans, we associate Fisto with Stridor here. Of course, he can only hold on to one of these handles since he's got a big old metal fist. You can just kind of put the other one on the inside there. But man, he looks great. And when you display him on that display base there where it looks like he's rearing Stridor up, it looks really, really cool. And you know what? Even without the base, I was able to pose Stridor rearing up on his hind legs, and he balanced. Took a little bit of work, but it is possible, and I think that is so cool. All right, guys, it's comparison time. I want to go ahead and display Stridor, of course, alongside the vintage figure that started it all, so you can see how similar they are. They're very much the same size, very similar in design, but I really do like the touch-ups, like the silver paint and some of the added details and the articulation of the Origins version. And I mentioned that version that was in the Masters of the Universe Classics line. It is, of course, much bigger since it was for the larger 7-inch scale figures, but you can see still very, very similar. But, man, you got to really give it to the Origins one for that shiny silver paint deco. It does look so much better. So there you go, my friends. That is a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Stridor. This is a really well done creature / vehicle for this particular toy line. I was really impressed with what they did with it. Lots of great engineering here. That display stand is an awesome way to display him on the shelf, and I'm hoping we get Night Stalker. Feels like we got to have the evil version of this, and it would be simple to do, and that way Fisto and Jitsu can ride into battle against each other. So this hit towards the end of last year. I'm a little late to reviewing it. I actually ordered mine through BigBadToyStore.com, but it was hitting store shelves as well. So happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.